I want to show you this is the research paper of which that journal or that article we just looked at about the simple at-home sexual fantasy exercises. And if you just signed on, it means to write about sexual fantasies several times a week. Start training your brain, just like you would train to exercise or go to yoga. You can train your brain to access erotica and stimulate your erotic imagination. So this particular study was done, this is a different study actually, by Pedro Campos. This was done April of 2026, and the role of sexual fantasy on sexual desire, distress, and sexual worries. This was a randomized controlled study. Here we hear again, sexual fantasies may enhance sexual desire and reduce sexual distress by redirecting focus towards emotionally salient and arousing imagery. Few experimental studies have tested whether repeated engagement in sexual fantasies can improve sexual functioning, reduce sexual distress, and reduce cognitive distractions. We know that cognitive distractions are a leading cause of orgasm difficulty in women. So this randomized controlled trial, that means that there was a control group, meaning that some women were given the fantasy to practice and some women weren't. And often it's blinded, meaning one group doesn't know what the other one gets. And here it says here how they did the study. There were 60 adults with an opposite sex partner in the past 4 weeks were randomly assigned to either a sexual fantasy group, instructed to write erotic narratives at least twice weekly, or a control group instructed to write a non-sexual positive narrative about dining with friends. So this is related to that study that we were just reviewing about the simple at-home sexual fantasy techniques. So the outcome, what happened, sexual function, sexual pleasure, and sexual distress and sexual worries were reviewed. And here we go with the results. Repeated measures revealed, and ANOVAs is a type of statistical analysis, revealed significant group time interactions for all pre-registered and exploratory outcomes. Only participants in the sexual fantasy group showed increases in sexual desire, pleasure, and partner-focused imagination vividness, along with reductions in sexual distress and worries. So this again goes back to this putting your drink in the microwave and expecting it to be ready in 30 seconds and thinking that our body works the same way. These people, they practiced in this study, the participants. Here we go. And they practiced, they were, how long? 4 weeks. So instructed to write a non-sexual narrative, and in the past 4 weeks, twice weekly. That's it. Twice a week. They wrote something twice a week for 4 weeks, and they had improvements in their sexual functioning and reductions in sexual distress. So we know what the results were. The findings suggest that structured sexual fantasy engagement can enhance key aspects of sexual functioning and well-being by shifting attention from negative cognitive patterns to vivid, emotionally positive, erotic imagination. There's the answer, ladies and gentlemen.